Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Wyln programming is online all the time. Visit our website at wylntv.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Get ready for the ultimate sports breakdown with Marty Burns on Let's Talk Sports. Every day during WYLN News, Marty brings you the latest news and analysis on your favorite teams and players. From the biggest games to the latest trades, he's got you covered. So tune in daily to Let's Talk Sports and get in the game with Marty Burns.
Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Daniel Lakeman. The United States Attorney's Office has announced that 34-year-old Anthony D'Isabella and 59-year-old James D'Isabella Jr., along with 35-year-old James D'Isabella III, all from Hazleton, were indicted on drug trafficking charges on May 23rd. According to a press release, the indictment alleges that between August 2022 and December of the same year, the D'Isabellas conspired to distribute over 50 grams of methamphetamine. Between July 2022 and December of the same year, the D'Isabellas also distributed quantities of pure methamphetamine on several occasions. This case was a part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, a program that brings together law enforcement and the communities they serve in order to reduce violent crime and gun violence to make our communities safer for everyone. A standoff that occurred at the No. 9 coal mine in Carbon County came to an end after 12 hours. After hours underground in the mine, David Eisenhower had come out after being deep within the mine at approximately 200 feet. We spoke to Lansford Police Sergeant Sean Nunemacher about the case.
So yesterday, we had an incident where a gentleman broke into the coal mine. He made access to the front door by cutting the padlock that they had on the front. He ended up making his way down to the second level of the coal mine, which I believe they told us is about 200 feet down below surface level. Upon making contact with him, he told the staff that he had a gun and, basically not to come near him. So they did exit the coal mine. They did contact authorities. We came, we created a perimeter, tried making contact with the male. No contact could be made. CERT team for PSP was called, and they were able to get the male out from the lower level of the mine without incident.
According to officials, they aren't sure why Eisenhower had barricaded himself within the mine. However, he was burning wood and had put himself in danger. Eisenhower does have several outstanding warrants against him. The Avoca Fire Department responded to a technical rescue this morning in Laughlin. Upon arrival at the facility, they found a worker who got their hands caught in a conveyor belt. Firefighters from Laughlin, Pittston Township, and Avoca worked together for nearly an hour, along with building maintenance, to get the victim freed. Eventually, the victim was transported via EMS crews to the local hospital. At this time, the extent of their injuries is unknown. In other news, Governor Josh Shapiro visited our neck of the woods on Wednesday, where he opened a new park access point at Lehigh Gorge State Park in Luzerne County.
Thanks to a $7 million investment from our Commonwealth, DCNR, under the leadership of Secretary Dunn, has given Pennsylvanians a new trailhead that connects the D&L Trail that we spoke about before to Main Street in Whitehaven with plenty of parking. And this new boat launch behind me here allows more people to get out on that Lehigh River with great outfitters like Pocono Whitewater. Be careful of that flag there. We've made great improvements here at Lehigh Gorge State Park, but I want to be very clear, we are not done. There is more to come. DCNR is continuing to improve this state park, and when we're done, Pennsylvanians will be able to bike and hike on nearly 165 miles of connected trails or kayak along this amazing river.
He also highlighted his budget's proposed investments that would help state parks, forests, and trails become more safer and accessible for everyone within Pennsylvania. The Luzerne County Historical Society has announced 2 new members of their board of directors. Eileen Cipriani and Richard Jenkins have both been elected to the board to serve 4-year terms. They will take office on July 1st of this year. Also, the Historical Society is holding an online-only auction entitled Found in Collection. The auction will feature a wide variety of books, maps, lithographs, and other ephemera. All of these items were once part of the collection of LCHS. For more information, you can visit their website at luzernehistory.org. The Wilkes-Barre Veterans Affairs held their annual Memorial Day ceremony on Friday ahead of the holiday weekend.
We gather here today to honor our fallen heroes who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and those who have given the full measure to our great nation, not only during wartime, but also during peacetime. Throughout our nation's history, ordinary citizens have answered the call to serve our country, leaving behind their families and loved ones to fight for the ideals and values we hold dear. They put themselves in harm's way to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and their dedication and courage serves as an inspiration to all of us. As a military member leaves to go off to war, it's heart-wrenching, not only for him but for their families, not knowing if you're ever going to see the loved one again.
The event took place at 10 a.m. at the entrance of the Wilkes-Barre VA Medical Center. A crowd of about 75 people gathered to give thanks to the veterans, either who fought or gave the ultimate sacrifice. The Hazleton Public Library is looking for volunteers this summer. Those that wish to help out would do simple duties like putting books away, preparing materials for crafts, and assisting children during their activities. If you're interested, stop on by the library's Children's Department to pick up an application. Applications are due by Saturday, June 3rd. If you have any questions, you can call the Children's Department at 570-454-2961. The Pennsylvania State Police Troop L is seeking candidates for Camp Cadet. The camp is a police-oriented summer camp for boys and girls ages 12 to 15. All of the activities of the camp are supervised by staff of state and local law enforcement so you can ensure their safety. Candidates must reside in Schuylkill, Berks, and Lebanon counties. Presentations during Camp Cadet include those from the Bomb Squad, CERT, Patrol, K-9, and much more. There are also presentations done by the Water Rescue and Fire Services. It's not all presentations either. Cadets will get their bodies moving with swimming, horseback riding, volleyball, and much more. If your little cadet is interested, you can find applications online at pacampcadettroopl.com. Cost for participating in the camp is $200 plus a $10 application fee. Coming up on Wyln News, the McAdoo Fire Department held their annual boot drive today. Plus, looking for something to do this weekend? The United States Navy Blue Angels got you covered. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Jason and I'm 10 years old. Hello, my name's Alexis and I'm 10 years old. And it's super sunny!
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. Here to talk today about when you have those spinal attached muscles that spasm. So if your back is out of whack, you will have these muscles that attach to the part of the spine or hips or the neck that's out of place, trying to fix it. They're going to pull on it, trying to put it back into place. And if they succeed, they will calm down. If they don't, they will get tighter and tighter and tighter until you do something very simple like turn your head to the side and it'll spasm on you because it's already so tight. This is an easy fix for a chiropractor. We go to the source of the problem. We agree with your muscle. We say, okay, you're trying to pull it over there. Let's do that for you. And when we put it back into place, oftentimes it'll calm down right away. This doesn't mean it won't come back. Usually a few visits, and it'll stay gone much longer or for good. And that'll help you to feel good.
Welcome back to Wyln News. The McAdoo Fire Company held their annual boot drive today, Friday, May 26th, near their fire hall. We spoke with Fire Chief Robert Leshko, who told us all about it.
Today we began our annual boot drive. We run today till 6 p.m. We're here tomorrow from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. We do it. We started doing it about 5-6 years ago on Memorial Day weekend, the Friday and Saturday, and everybody's been very generous to us. They contribute, any little bit, whether it's the smallest amount of pennies or whatever. As you go through it, it all adds up and makes a big impact.
Those that wish to donate to the McAdoo Fire Company simply were able to drop some change into their boots without getting out of their vehicles. The boot drive was held today, May 26th, at the McAdoo Fire Department on South Kennedy Drive. The Hazleton Police Department's K-9 unit needs your help. As a member of the community, you're able to help the K-9 unit win a grant that would expand their training and gain equipment necessary to continue serving the community and keeping it safe. Voting lasts until June 5th, and you're able to vote daily. In order to vote, you can go to the K-9 grant page and find Hazleton City Police Department. There's more than one way to vote, and you can find all the information you need on the Hazleton Police Department's Facebook page. The Hazleton Art League is welcoming the community for its opening night of the 12th Annual Art Youth Expo.
On Saturday from 2 to 7, we are going to have the whole area downtown occupied with Art Youth Expo. We're going to have Burn the Jukebox in the park over here at the Can Do Community Park, and we are going to have a fashion show at Lackawanna College. There's going to be a flashback art exhibition at the Launch Box, and that is for people who are like me, older, but created art back when they were in their youth. And I actually have my piece here. This is what I am going to be showing for the flashback art exhibition for the older people who have their younger art. So that's going to be a fun thing. And there's going to be food. The food will have different vendors. It's going to be a lot of fun. People will be walking all around downtown, enjoying the music, enjoying the fashion, enjoying the art. It's going to be fun.
The event isn't only just for teens and adults, though. Don't worry. Mark promises that there are activities for the little ones, too.
Sure. So the art is from, the art that we have on view is for artists from ages 13 to 30. But we are going to have activities all around the Art League for people who are younger. We're going to have mini mysteries, so you'll be able to select envelopes, and there's going to be artwork in there, but you won't know what the artwork is going to be. There's going to be sip and paint in the main gallery for the older folks so they can have an adult beverage while they're painting. That's going to be, Gigi Perez is going to be doing that. There's going to be a lot of activities for the kids, creative stuff. We're going to block off one part of Laurel so that we can do chalk art, and we're going to be painting a mural outside. I mean, the activities are almost endless. Of course, we have to end at some point. So it'll be from 2 to 7 on Saturday. So it's Friday from 6 to 9 and Saturday from 2 to 7 right here at the Art League.
The Hazleton Art League is located at the Hayden Family Center for the Arts, 31 West Broad Street in Hazleton. The United States Navy Blue Angels will be making their first public appearance this weekend, ahead of Memorial Day, on May 27th and 28th at the Great Pocono Raceway Air Show. The air show will be featuring the Blue Angels for the first time, along with other performers scheduled for the event that include the Air Combat Command, F-22 Raptor Demonstration Team, Vampire Air Shows, Rob Holland Ultimate Air Shows, and many more. All seating is general admission and located at the Pocono Raceway Front Stretch Grandstand. Single-day tickets begin at $25 for adults and $10 for children ages 12 and under in the 200 level. Tickets are also available for $50 each day of all ages in the shaded area of the stands known as the 300 level. For more information, you can visit PoconoRaceway.com. As Memorial Day is fast approaching, the Pennsylvania State Police, Troop N, would like to remind motorists to drive safe. With more vehicles traveling on the road this holiday, troopers will be vigilant and patrolling for all traffic violations to ensure the roadways are safe for everyone. Troopers would like the public to know, when approaching an emergency vehicle on the side of the road, remember to always move over to the adjacent lane and slow down. This law is known as the Steer Clear Law. When driving, maintain eyes on the road and avoid distractions. This includes your cell phone. Pull over if you need to use it. Remember, texting while driving is illegal and a distraction. Troopers from Troop N wish everyone a great and safe holiday weekend. Coming up on Tamaqua's News Choice, Marty Burns finishes up our week with Let's Talk Sports. Next, our furry friends are here to charm your hearts on Pets of the Week. Plus, it's time for Community and You, this time at Eckley Miners Village. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
TGIF, and it's a holiday weekend. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Mentioned yesterday that sometimes MLB uses Memorial Day as their grading point to see where teams are at in the standings and what teams may possibly win their division or make the playoffs, and what teams have some work to do. And some big series coming up this weekend, this holiday weekend. And let's start in Tampa Bay. Those hot Rays hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers, in which is a very, very interesting series. 3 games set starting in Tampa. Team that had a lot of high expectations. I'm talking about that team from the NL West that was going to challenge the Dodgers, the San Diego Padres. They got a big series, and you don't want to get swept in the Bronx as they had to take on the Yankees. Yankees looking to try to keep pace with those Rays, and as well as some of the other teams in that division, where the AL East is looking like the best division in baseball. Another of those teams, an up-and-coming young team playing very good baseball. The Baltimore Orioles will host the Texas Rangers in a very interesting matchup between 3 teams in the American League that is looking to make that playoff run come a few months from now, starting in September. The Cleveland Guardians, they are looking to continue the success they've had under Terry Francona. They play host to the St. Louis Cardinals for 3. And then we head out west for a couple interesting matchups. Who would have thought the Arizona Diamondbacks would be where they're at, playing very good baseball? They're going to be home this weekend hosting from that American League East the Boston Red Sox, in which should be a very interesting matchup of 2 hot teams in Major League Baseball in the early portion of the season for 3 out in the desert. And then the Seattle Mariners, they had high hopes, looking to continue in that AL West. They play host to an up-and-coming Pittsburgh Pirates team. Let's see how those 2 teams match up this weekend. So a lot of interesting matchups, including that Phillies-Braves that we talked about yesterday. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy some great baseball. We'll see you back here on Monday for another edition of Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
There's no time like the present to adopt a pet, and the SPCA of Luzerne County has more breeds, shapes, and sizes of furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, say hello to Mac Chicken. Mac Chicken is approximately 7 months old and weighs approximately 33 pounds.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, here to ask you, is your kitchen ready for an overhaul? We offer free in-home consultation and design, no interest financing, professional removal and installation, countertop and backsplashes, hardwood and laminate floors, kitchen appliance sales, service and installation, and of course, everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to Community and You. I'm Ryan Frosick here with Chris Stolcomb of Eckley's Minor Village. And Chris, we're going to talk about today, what's the village like? Just give me a brief overview of the village.
Sure. So Eckley Miners Village is a 90-acre historic site. It's an anthracite coal mining company town, originally founded in 1854 to house anthracite coal miners and their families. The village has been continuously occupied since 1854. It was an active mining community up until the mid-1960s, always in the ownership of a single coal operator. In the mid-1960s, Paramount Studios selected Eckley as the filming location for the film The Molly Maguires, which was a movie about violence and labor uprisings in the anthracite industry. After Paramount selected the village for that filming location, they restored it to much of its 19th century appearance. And so they buried the power lines and all utilities, reclad the buildings in a 19th century clapboard, constructed a reproduction coal breaker and company store, made other amendments to recreate that 19th century village experience. After the movie studio moved out and finished their filming here, members of the local community recognized the tremendous opportunity they had to interpret this as a company town, raised funds and purchased it from the final coal operator, and then turned it over to the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission. Since 1970, the PHMC has operated the site as a public heritage property, and so we have walking tours of the village, special events throughout the year, museum here displaying artifacts, and really, try to interpret not the underground work of the anthracite industry, nor do we primarily interpret the technology involved in the industry, but we are interested in the lives of everyday, working class miners and their families.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about your day-to-day role at Eckley's Minor Village.
Sure. So I'm a project manager at Eckley Miners Village. I've been here for about 2 years now, and I was brought on board to help implement Eckley's strategic plan. And so it's one of the ironies of historic preservation that it's concentrated on the past, but just as much it's concentrated on the future, right? To preserve properties, preserve historic sites like this, you have to always be thinking about, who your next audience is going to be, how you're going to build a sustainable future for this property, and what sort of resources, our generation will maintain and pass on to following generations so that they don't lose that connection with their own past. And so we're specifically looking at ways to reuse the historic structures here. There's about 50 primary structures on the property, if you count all the outbuildings, sheds, goat barns, that kind of thing. There's about 150 structures, and so there's a lot of area to work with. Only a few of those are in active use as interpreted buildings for the museum. The other buildings on the property, we're looking at any number of uses, things ranging from overnight lodging, so you'd be able to come stay for a weekend in a miner's home. We're working on creating research space for scholars that are interested in the region to come, do their scholarship here and interact with the public. All these ways of keeping the village lively, relevant to modern life while still, keeping a foot in the past.
So if people want to come to Eckley Miners Village, who can they contact? Who could they go to?
Sure. Well, you can visit us online at eckleyminersvillage.com. You can give us a call at 570-636-2070. Our current opening hours to the public, if you want to visit the museum, it's Thursday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But the village, I would say, is open to walk or drive through dawn to dusk any day. Feel free you can walk your dogs around the property, you can have a picnic here. As much as this is a heritage site and we want to interpret the past, as I've said before, we also want to keep it relevant and useful and vibrant. And so, feel free to come here and, have those experiences anytime.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank Chris for joining me. This was another Community and You. I'm Ryan Prosick reporting for Wyln News. See you next time.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our Facebook, YouTube, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on Wyln TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.
On this episode of Off the Beaten Path, we head to the vault for a couple of great ideas to get you out of the house and into the fresh air. Plus, a return to Heisler's Cloverleaf Dairy to see what they have in store for the summer. It's all coming up right now